Okay, so here I'm basically just translating a video I already made. It was a tutorial for sparrow flying that I made in French, and now I'm basically just doing the voiceover of this tutorial. So there might be some French text here and there, but basically I lost the original video in the original recording because I messed up when I made my dual boot on my PC. Anyway, so I had to re-download the video from YouTube, so I won't be able to erase the French words on that video. And also, since I don't have the original video, I like the sound of the whole original video. I can't separate the voice from the game sound, so basically there will be no sound in this video. Yeah, and I'm basically gonna talk about how to sparrow fly, and I'm only gonna be covering the basics, and then I'll show you what you could try to do next by yourself, but I won't be teaching you things that are too hard. So for the introduction, the goal is going to be learning how to maneuver and go wherever you want with the sparrow. So here, as you can see, my goal is to try and go on top of one of the buildings that you can reach, and I'm doing that by using Sparrowfly. So here, basically I'm using a single sparrow, and I'm regenerating my side boosts, and I'm trying to go on top of that blue building right there. And as you can see, doing Sparrowfly allows you to maneuver rather easily and go wherever you want. There's also some text you can do, like a sparrow flick. This is a sparrow flick. It allows you to go decently fast. And then you can also do some slipstream, just like what I'm doing here. Now slipstream is, I'm not going to be teaching you that in that video, because well, basically most people who learn how to slipstream learn it with their hands rather than with their minds. So it's hard to explain what your hands are doing when you have no clue what they're doing. It's basically just muscle memory, and like, yeah, it's pretty hard to explain, and yeah, especially in a video. So I can teach people how to slipstream, but I'd rather do that personally than in a video because it's too hard for me to synthesize here. And then finally with Sparrowfly, it allows you to do some barrier surf, which is what I'm doing right there. And then once you've done your barrier surf, you can go pretty much wherever you want in the map. You just have to find the right place in which you can barrier surf. And then you can reach the starship right there, or wherever you want, because afterwards you're not bound by the barriers anymore, because they're too far away. So yeah, now onto the tutorial. So here the goal basically is just to learn how to do a basic normal sparrow fly, which is what I just did right there. So first for that, let's get into the theory. So when you summon your sparrow, the goal is to activate the side boosts while doing barrel rolls. And then, so how do you do barrel rolls first of all? You use the destabilizers. Now, what on earth do they do? Well, basically when you summon your sparrow and you press the R2 button, you got some tiny red lights that switch on, and they allow you to rotate your sparrow however you see fit. So we're gonna use that to the maximum of our abilities, and then we're gonna do some barrel rolls towards the left side, and then as soon as one of the sides of our sparrow is pointing upwards, we're going to try and do a 1v1 against gravity and use side boosts. So here I'm going to use my left side boost because my left side is pointing up, and here I'm going to use my right side boosts because it's pointing up, and then here my left side boosts, and so on. So basically you're alternating between right side boosts and left side boosts, and to activate them you just have to press on the L3 and R3 buttons of your controller. So yeah, now the goal, if you want to learn how to do this, you have to understand that the speed of your rotation matters. If you rotate slowly, you're gonna fall. If you rotate quickly, you're gonna rise up. And then if you rotate at a rather normal speed, you're gonna maintain your altitude, because the faster you rotate, the faster you will have to activate your boosts, and the more you will win your 1v1 against gravity. So to do that, we have to learn how to do barrel rolls, which is what I just did right there. So basically you use the main boosts, and then you press R2, and you put your left stick on the left side, at like maximum speed. But basically when it's at maximum speed it's too fast, so you have to try and learn how to slow it down. And once you managed to slow it down, at that moment you're going to try and use the side boosts when you visually see the cue on when to use them. So if your right side is pointing upwards, that's when you use the right side boosts. If your left side is pointing up, you use the left side boost. Now watch out, you don't want to have your main boosts activated when you're trying to do Sparrow Fly, because if your main boosts is activated, basically what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to see anything. Here my main boost, I deactivated it right after I took off, but if I don't deactivate it, here I can barely see my Sparrow, and I don't really know, well, I intuitively know because I know how to Sparrow Fly, but you wouldn't really know when to press your side boosts. So yeah, it's best to deactivate the main boosts. Okay, so now that you get the theory on how it works, and that you've got the basics, and that you managed to do a little bit of Sparrow flying, we're gonna go on to the hardest part of this training session. Basically you understood the mechanics of how Sparrow Fly works, that's great, but your hands do not have muscle memory yet built into them, so you have to think about what you're doing in order to do it properly, which is a problem. So you're gonna have to come to where I'm going right now, and then the goal is to teach your hands. So for this place, what you want to do is jump on the water. So you activate jetpack, summon the Sparrow, and then you land on the water. Now what's highly likely going to happen for you is that you're going to go diving straight into the water, and then you're going to die. You don't want to do that. Instead what you want to do is, as soon as you activate your Sparrow, you put your left stick backwards. If you put it backwards, your Sparrow won't pike into the water, and then it's fine. You can go and set your spawn point on this little platform here, so you can dance, move around, and do things like this, just so that way you can get a spawn point. Now once you got the spawn point, you're going to try and go away from this, like you want to be in the middle of the water, so you want to go away from this wall right there, and then you hop off the Sparrow. After that, the goal is to try and Sparrow fly your way back above the water. But if you were to fail at doing this, you would die, right? Now, here's the interesting part about this place. As soon as you respawn, you're immediately forced to Sparrow fly your way upwards, otherwise you're gonna die again. So what you want to do is you activate Garrison as soon as you can, and then once Garrison is activated, you want to pull out the ghosts, and then summon the Sparrow and try to Sparrow fly your way upwards. Now it's probably not going to take one Sparrow to go upwards for you. You're going to have to use multiple Sparrows, in the sense that you only ever have 6 side boosts, and so if you want to reach the altitude of the sea level, you might have to use more than 6 side boosts, in which case you would have to summon multiple Sparrows, which is why I recommend Titan, because Titan can easily summon multiple Sparrows. And once you got back up here, well, now you're done with the training. Now it took me about no time to be done with this, but it would take you quite a long time. I would estimate 30 to 40 minutes. So now we're going to talk about how to do Sparrow flicks. So you notice when I'm hopping off the Sparrow, I'm naturally hopping off the left side of the Sparrow. And after hopping off the Sparrow, I can still press some buttons, including the left side stick. So basically I can just like boost myself using the left boost of the Sparrow. So what I'm doing here is I'm incorporating multiple things. I'm using the main boost, turning my camera, putting my left stick on the left side, and then clicking on it after hopping off the Sparrow. And then if you combine this with some Sparrow fly, you do 2 side boosts, then you're going to be able to gain some decent speed. So a bit of Sparrow fly, you turn your camera, and then after turning the camera, you hop off and press the left stick. That's Sparrow flicks. So now that we're done with the basic Sparrow fly training, I'm going to try and show you what you should try and learn on your own in the future. So first of all, you got what I just did right there, which is slipstream, which is the fastest way of Sparrow fly you can get, but it's pretty hard to explain in the video, so I'm not going to do that. And then afterwards, you can try and practice some more by regenerating your boosts and also inverting the way you're Sparrow flying. Right now I taught you how to put your left stick towards the left side, and then you start by activating right side dash and then left side, right side, left side. In this case you can actually rotate both ways. It doesn't change the theory behind it. You just have to invert what you've been learning. But yeah, it gives you more maneuverability. And basically what it did just here is, instead of resummoning new sparrows, I was only ever using 3 or 4 side boosts, so that way I can regenerate them. If I only use 3 or 4 and then I waited a bit in the air, then afterwards I can regenerate the side boosts. Yeah, so you can learn these type of things. I heavily recommend practicing on your own and trying to mess around with the Sparrow. You will definitely discover a lot of things. And then you can also, using Sparrow fly, unlock barrier surf, which is what I'm doing right there. Basically you do a Sparrow flick, but like a tiny flick. You have to adjust the strength of your flick depending on the barrier you're trying to ride, but essentially you want to have a tiny, not too powerful flick, and then afterwards you hop off the Sparrow and you spam the X button, and while spamming you're gonna rise up in the air, and then afterwards you can do pretty much whatever you want, including slipstream, and because basically now you're free from the bounds of the map, so long as you don't come back anywhere close to the map. So right now where I'm looking at, which is where I came from, around this place there's like a lot of barriers and things like this, so if you get too close to it you're gonna have a turn back. But if you stay far away from the map, well, you're free to go wherever you want. So hopefully this tiny tutorial was helpful. If you need advice on how to slipstream and how to improve your Sparrow fly, you can still send me a message. I'll help you out. Yeah, so have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.